All right, guys, good morning. Let me move my face. Okay, today we are doing writing proportions. Okay, so go ahead and that's it. Let it focus. There we go. That's better for y'all. Okay, go ahead and press pause so you can copy down the examples. Make sure you do leave yourself at least 4 lines in between to do the work. Okay, and then press play when you're ready for the explanation. All right. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at today. Today we are writing proportions. So remember yesterday we solved them pretty much by just cross multiplying and dividing. So we're doing the same thing, but now I'm giving you a word problem, okay, our real life scenarios, and we're going to go ahead and learn how to set them up and then learn how to solve them again. Okay, so proportions can be used to solve missing pieces of information. Actually, the star is 80% can be solved with proportions, so that's pretty cool. All right, now, here we go. We need to make sure to set up the ratios correctly. Okay, so you need to, when you set your ratios up, just to make sure you're going to get it right, make sure that you do write the unit we're talking about. Okay, and that'll help you greatly on this one. All right, and then when you're ready to solve it, you just cross multiply and divide like we did yesterday. Okay, so let's get started. All right, question 1. An NFL kicker misses 2 out of every 11 field goals. If he missed 8 field goals throughout the season, how many did he attempt? Okay. So let's go ahead and highlight what we know. We know he misses 2 out of every 11 field goals. Okay? That's what I know. I also know he missed 8 field goals throughout the season. The question is, how many did he attempt in the season? Okay? One ratio will always be given to you, and you heard it already, 2 out of. Remember we did ratios? There's 3 to 2, 4 to 2, okay? You also can say out of. So this right here, 2 out of every 11 is going to be our ratio. So we're going to go ahead and write that down first, okay? So we write down our ratio. It's going to be 2 out of 11. Now I'm going to write the unit. I'm going to tell myself what this stands for so I know where to put the other number, okay? The 2 stands for how many he missed. The 11 stands for my total. I'm going to put FG for field goals. My total field goals. Why is it hard for me to say goals? There we go. Okay, so you missed 2 out of 11 field goals. All right. Now we're setting up a proportion. So there's my first ratio. I need my second ratio. Okay, so this is missing some information. So one of these is going to be my variable. I'm going to use X. I just use X all the time. Okay, so let's take a look at the number they gave you right here. Okay, it says if he missed 8 field goals. So right here it tells you what that 8 belongs to. The 8 belongs to the missing field goal that he missed, not the total field goals he attempted. It's how many he missed. So he missed 8. So these two belong together. So when you put the unit, that tells you whatever he missed, if you get a number, that goes on top. That's your numerator, okay? The total amount will be on the bottom. So if you keep on reading, it said, how many did he attempt? We don't know the total he attempted, so that is where you're going to put your variable, okay? So again, these two will be together, 2 out of every 11, so I put 2 out of 11. Then I figured out what each number meant. 2 is how many he missed. 11 is how many he attempted, or his total, okay? Then the next sentence is, if he missed 8, okay, that belongs with the misses, the 2. How many did he attempt? I don't know how many he attempted. That's my variable. That's the missing. That's the unknown. Okay. So now we can solve these like we solved them yesterday. Okay. We're going to cross multiply the numbers we can. So 11 times 8 is 88. And that's going to be equal to the other side over here, which is 2 times x is 2x. And pretty much by now you could probably see what we're going to be doing. You cross multiply the numbers you can and divide by the number that's stuck with the variable. Okay? So you will have a final answer of 88 divided by 2 is 44. So we could assume that if he missed 8 field goals, that he attempted 44. I would not hire that kicker, by the way. So, but who knows? All right. So that's how you do it, okay? But you need to make sure you write down the unit. That way you know exactly what am I talking about here, so you know where to put that other number, okay? All right, let's try another one. The steakhouse has a server to cook ratio of 5:2. The total number of servers and cook is 42. How many servers does a steakhouse employ? Okay, so let's take a look. I see 5:2. That looks like a ratio, right? Perfect. I also see another number that's all by himself, which is 42. Okay. Now, it's good that you highlight the numbers, but you have to know what the numbers mean. Okay. So I see the ratio 5:2. So I'm going to write that down here. So I have a ratio of 5:2, and I always write them as a fraction here. But I have to know what is that 5:2. So let me go back and read. The steakhouse has a server to cook ratio. There's my ratio, server to cook. Remember, the order they tell you is the order the numbers are in. So since they put server first, that server belongs to the 5. Cook second belongs to the 2. So that is their ratio. They have a 5:2 server to cook ratio. Okay, got that. Now let me keep on reading and figure out what this 42 is. The total number of servers and cooks is 42. So we're asking for the total number of servers and cooks is 42. All right, so let's look here. I don't have a total. Is there a way I can figure out the total of my ratio here? Think about it. The ratio says 5 servers and 2 cooks. How many is that in that ratio? It's a total of 7, okay? So here I have a total of 7. Okay, so now I have 3 pieces of information. Let's set up the ratio the way they want me to solve it now. I definitely need the total number of servers and cooks is 42. How many servers? So that's what they want to find. How many servers are there if I have 42 total employees, okay? So I'm going to write that ratio. They want servers. And they gave me the total, so I have to use the total. Because notice, if I have it like this, there's no place for me to put the 42, okay? I can definitely use the server, but I can't use the cooks. I need the total. So that's why I have to do another one, okay? So servers to total. So in our original ratio, there were 5 servers and a total of 7. Okay? This is what's given. That's where we get that from. Now, in the information they gave us, that bonus over here, they said the total is 42. So that goes down here. So again, that's why I had to find the total, because that extra information was a total. So I had to figure it out from the ratio 5:2. Okay? If you don't understand, come to Google Meet and I can give you more examples of that one, definitely. So we're trying to figure out how many servers are in a group of 42. So once you have it set up, you're going to cross multiply the numbers you can. 5 times 2 is 10, 21 to 10. And then go the other way. So 7 times x is 7x. And you just have to divide. So we're going to go ahead and divide 210 by 7. And that gives us an answer of 31. So if I have 42 workers, I will have 31 servers. Okay. So in this one, we had to think a little bit more because they gave me a ratio of 5 servers to every 2 cooks, but then they gave me a total amount for future. Okay. So because they gave me that total amount, I had to figure out, well, what's the total amount of this little ratio they gave me? It's definitely not 42. So I just added the 5 servers plus the 2 cooks, and that gave me a total of 7. Okay, so if I had 7 employees that day, I had 5 servers and 2 cooks. But they want to know how many servers were there when I employed 42 people, and that's how you would figure it out. Okay. All right. Let's go to another one. The United States Air Force has 19 women for every 81 men enlisted. You know what? That is a ratio. I'm highlighting that thing right there. Okay. If a squadron, so here's our prediction. If a squadron has 250 members, approximately how many are men? Okay. So in this one again, they gave me a ratio of women to men. However, the other information they gave me is now I'm looking for a squadron. You know what a squadron is? It's the whole thing. It's the men and women combined. So I have to figure out men and women combined. So in my initial ratio, I have 19 women and I have 81 men, which gives me a total of 100 members. Okay. That is what is going to be given to us. Okay. So now I can go ahead and take a look at what they're asking for. If a squadron has 250 members, so we're looking at members. Okay. If a squadron has 250 members, so there's my 250. Approximately how many are men? So we're looking for men. And on this one, I have no idea how many men there are. But I can figure it out because they gave me a previous ratio here. Okay. So this right here tells you exactly the numbers you need. I need total amount of members. We figured that out over here. We added the 19 women and the 81 men, which gave me 100 members. Okay. And then we're looking for men. So men in this ratio were 81. Okay. And now that you have that set up, you can cross multiply and divide. Now, before I cross multiply and divide, I can simplify this ratio down if I wanted to, if you could, okay, to make it smaller. All right. This one, I can't, but that's always an option if you can. So we're going to go ahead and multiply here. And I have 250 times 81. And that is a huge number. Just making sure. So that is 20,250. And then remember, we go the other direction. Oh, okay. I like to divide by 100. 100x. Okay. So to solve it, divide both sides by 100. And if you're doing a shortcut or whatever, you're just pretty much multiplying these two and divide by the number stuck with the variable. Okay. I just show you the this way because this is why we get to use that nice little shortcut. Okay. So now let's go divide. So 20,250 divided by 100. Now you can do a shortcut here as well if you remember, if they ever taught you in elementary. I can take, if I have a 0 at the end and a 0 at the end here, I can take it out. So I'm going to make him go away and make him go away. The next number is a 5. I can't remove that. So it's going to stay like that. So what I can really divide by is 10 into 2,025. And we're going to get the exact same answer. Okay, it's like we reduced it by 10. Okay, so now let's go. 10 into 20 goes 2 times. 10 into 2. goes 0. You have to put the 0 there. A lot of students forget that 0, okay? And 10 into 25 goes 2 times. Ooh, out of space. I'm going to put my remainder over here. Okay, it's 5. Add a decimal, add a 0, and it goes in 5. Okay, so x equals 202.5. Now, let's think of our answer, okay? Let's really think of this answer. The question is asking how many men. We cannot have 0.5 of a person at all, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just take off the decimal, and our true answer here is gonna be 202 men, okay? It's because I can't have part of a person, okay? Even though I already know they can have, half a body, half of something, but no, okay? In this terms, we just remove the decimal. We can only have 202 men, okay? Think you got it? So be very careful. If the ratio matches up to what they want, in other words, over here they were misses to field goals, here they were misses and field goals, were perfect. Here it was servers to cook, but here it was servers to total. So be careful. Here it was women to men. Here it was total to men. So you got to really ask yourself, what do they want me to find? And then once you write it down, you got to figure out where the numbers go. That's how I always tell you to write it down here. Okay, let's go ahead and try some out. Get my pens out of your way. All right, so go ahead and try out those two. Press pause, copy them down, try them out, and then press play when you're ready to check your work with mine. Okay. All right, let's see. Eliza makes and sells scented candles at craft fairs. She charges $8 for 3 candles. How many candles, this is a question, how many candles does she sell for 32? Okay, so I see that they pretty much do line up. We have dollars, how much she sells per candle. Okay, so let's take a look. Here she charges $8 because that's my money. 3 candles, there's my candle, there's my 3. Let's look at the second number over here. How many candles, so I don't know how many she has. How many did she sell for 32? That 32 is a dollar amount, so it went on top, okay? You could have done the shortcut here if you saw it. If not, I'm gonna do 3 times 32 is 96. And then we go the other way. 8 times x is 8x, okay? Then from there, use a different color pen. You should have divided by 8 on both sides. And cancel, cancel. 96 divided by 8, well, let's do the math. That's 1. That's 2. So I can assume that she sold 12 candles to get that $32. Okay, did y'all get that right? Okay, let's look at the next one. An amusement park sells child and adult tickets at a ratio of 8 to 1. Okay, here's my ratio of 8 to 1. Let me look at the sentence. An amusement park sells child and adult. So that tells me child, adult. Okay. On Saturday, they sold 147 child tickets. Okay. How many tickets did the amusement park sell on Saturday? How many tickets? So it didn't say how many adult tickets. It didn't say how many child. They gave me the child here. So this means they want to know how many total. Hopefully you caught that. So let's see. So they want child tickets to total tickets. Okay, so I'm just going to put total there. So let's look at our initial ratio. Our initial ratio is child and adult. So the first number is the child, so I'm good there. The second one is the total. So if I have 8 children and 1 adult, what is that total? 9 total. So I'm going to put the 9 there. Okay. Now let's keep on reading. On Saturday, they sold 147 child tickets. So on the child, I'm going to put 147. And then want to know how many total tickets were sold on that day. So let's do the math. Let's go ahead and we're going to cross multiply 9 times 147. 147 times 9. That's 63, 36, 42, 13. That's 1323, 1,323. And then we go in the opposite direction. We have 8x, and that shows me I am dividing by 8. Okay. So, cancel. Now I have 1,323 divided by 8. 8 goes into 13 one time. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Bring down your 2. 8 into 52 is 6. Times 8 is 48. It's 4. Bring down your 3. That is 5. And we have a remainder of 3. But remember, we're talking about people, okay? So since we're talking about people, I'm just going to keep the whole number. I can't have part of people coming in or selling. I can't sell part of a ticket. I have to sell the entire ticket. So I sold 165 tickets that day, okay? 147 and more children, 165 was the total amount, okay? Did y'all get that one? Did y'all catch it that they wanted the total amount? Okay, so always read. You have to read these problems, okay? All right. Okay, guys, so go ahead and come to the Google Meets if you have more questions. If not, do your Google form, submit it, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a great day. Bye.